The Mobile County Public School System presents Homeroom with Nancy Pierce.
Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce, Public Relations Supervisor for the Mobile County Public School System. And oh, am I excited today? We have such special guests. Michelle Adams, who is the principal of the Mobile Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology, and two of her students. Take a look at this threesome that we have sitting on the couch over here. Good to have all three of you. And Michelle, I would like it if you would introduce your guests.
Thank you.
My guests.
Well, thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
I brought with me today some wonderful student council representatives, but most importantly, just wonderful students. I have Kiera Mosley to my direct left, and sitting next to Kiera is Nash Boone.
And what grade are they all in? Are
Fifth.
you in
They are
fifth grade?
fifth graders.
Fifth grade. So they're going to have to leave.
They are. This is their last year. Many of our students have been with us since kindergarten, these two included.
Right.
And they now will matriculate on to Clark Shaw Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the move, because you will be moving from where you are now, and you've moved recently too, let's talk about your school.
Okay.
And I really want to talk to you two, all three of you.
Okay.
What's it like?
A magnet school is a great learning environment for kids because the teachers are nice but they're strict at the same time, so you learn something but in a fun way.
Well, a lot of students would say, you know, I really don't want a strict classroom. I don't want a strict environment. But why, you know, this is something that you and your parents have chosen for you. Why do you think they would have done that? Why do you want to stay there?
It's better because when you get ready to go to middle school, the teachers aren't going to be easy on you. So it's better to learn now what it's going to be like so you won't go in next year thinking everything's going to be all breezy, because it's going to be rough at first. So it's good that the teachers are preparing you.
I think that's great.
Magnet School is not a place for everyone. It is a school of choice. It is a public school of choice that we ask parents and students to highly consider. Oftentimes there's a misnomer that Magnet School is difficult, or you have to have a particular IQ score in which to apply. It's not. Magnet School is done by a lottery process. Any person who applies, or any child who applies, has an equal opportunity to be selected. But when they get there, it is a lot required. Not necessarily burdensome homework, but the goal is to go deeper and farther than what a traditional program would do.
And yours focuses on math, science, and technology, which I
Correct.
think wonderful. The three together are perfect. But you also deal with reading, writing, arithmetic. You have to deal with that.
Certainly. We are still required and bound by those laws and guidelines set forth by our state. We are a rigorous program. However, a little bit of a difference with our particular program is that we focus on the STEM, math, science, technology, as far as the education is concerned. And we try to infuse education through those different mediums. We have a lot of hands-on. We are also a BYOD school, so children bring their own devices in which we extend the learning process, not just at school, but also try to facilitate that into the home.
Kiera Nash, what do you think about BYOD? Bring your own device.
It's
Both
a
of you.
good program because there's a limited number of technologies at our school in the homeroom that you can actually use. And so BYOD, it allows kids to cooperate through devices so that they don't have to wait 2 hours to do a math problem on a computer.
Kiera, you feel the same way?
Yes, ma'am, because I remember earlier this week in my classroom there was something that the teacher was a little iffy about.
Yes.
So then we had one of our students that had their device look it up, and they found the answer, and that was better because it was faster
Right.
than the other computers, and we had more time and more knowledge too.
What else do you two like about the school? I would think you'd have to, you know, not only want to be there, and your parents want you to be there, but I would think you would also want to like being there. That's an important part of school too.
I like how the teachers actually teach you. They're not too rough on you, but they're not too easy on you. They'll make you work hard. And
They make you do what you have to do, what you need to do.
yes, ma'am, to prepare you. And I think it's a great feeling to have that the teachers are comforting you. I like that.
You don't feel like you're being babied?
No, because none of the teachers will baby if you get left behind. We do a lot of reviewing in our school because they don't want anybody to be left behind. But even if they do 2 weeks of review and you're left behind, you're left behind.
So you've got to stick with it.
You have to stick with the group.
I mean, I think it's wonderful, and I think, you know, you are a fabulous principal. I've known you for years, and this school has gone through a lot of turmoil, shall we say, going from one place to another. Nash was saying earlier that he has moved so many times, which is good if you have to move in the future. Kiara, if you have to move a lot in the future, you're used to it. You know how to pack up boxes and move all your stuff.
I don't know if I would describe it as turmoil as much as I would growth. Because we started off as a K-3 school,
right,
with our 4th graders going on to Clark Shaw. When we moved to the Clark campus in Chickasaw, we wound up matriculating to the 5th grade. Our moves now just happen to involve the fact that we had municipalities in which we were located to formulate their own school systems. Needless to say, we now have an opportunity to go to a wonderful building that would just help to enhance our program, but also offer more room for growth, to grow the program. And so that's why it's important now that parents know that they still have time to apply, that we are recruiting students. We are recruiting students who are serious about education. We are recruiting students who are looking for a challenge. Now, math, science, and technology might not be their interest.
Sure.
We also have other areas, other curricular areas in which parents can take a look at. We have the creative and performing arts at Old Shell Road Magnet. Those children move on to Dunbar. We also have a more traditional approach, an IB program at Council Traditional School, and those children move on to Phillips Preparatory School. So there is a little bit of room or wiggle room or decision making that needs to be made from the home, but needless to say, it's a wealth of opportunities available at our magnet schools.
How many students do you have right now?
Currently, I have 327.
How many would you like to have?
The goal is, in the near future, to have as many as 800 students on my campus.
Wow, that would be great.
That's unbelievable.
The campus of Eichelmark, it's a humongous campus, so we can actually hold 800 students because Hamilton School, it's not the biggest school. So it's a small campus, so we can only have a limited number of students. But Eichelmark, it's huge.
Yes.
And of course, when you were at the Chickasaw campus, that was not a big campus either. So
No,
you
not
could
at all.
have
That's
as
why
many
we
students.
had to move. Yes, ma'am.
Does that bother either one of you, Kiara? What about the size? Would you rather keep it small where it is, or do you like the thought that there could be another 500 kids in the school?
I like that because then you have more communication, and I like that because then you have more people who could help you, because actually some of the students help the other students when they better understand it. So actually there's pretty much no way you could fail one of the grades unless you just don't pay attention at all.
In essence, the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. Well, it's great to have so many people around that can help, who know what you're going through. You know, maybe at the first week you might be a little nervous or something. I know you guys aren't because you're so used to this. But just think of how you can help a new student coming in.
You can help them by, one of the easiest things to do on your first week is try and make as many friends as you can on that week, because the friends are as nervous as you are, and so you have to get comfortable with people, because if you come into any grade really with just a sad, grumpy mood, then you're just gonna fail the grade. If you have more people surrounding you, then they'll help you
and boost you up.
Everybody at a magnet school is in there for a reason.
That's correct.
They all won a lottery, but also they all have special things about them that they'll help the other students at.
I love all of this, but we have to take a break, so don't you move. No switching places. We aren't doing a craziness where I have no idea who's who anymore. And we'll be right back, so you stay with us too.
I'm Ashley Rich, Mobile County District Attorney. The failure to obey school bus safety laws will cost you. It can cost you up to a $3,000 fine and the loss of your driving privileges.
But more than that, it could cost the life of a child. That's why the Mobile County Public School System is urging you to stop and obey all bus traffic laws.
Hi, I'm Pat Mitchell, Director of Transportation for the Mobile County Public School System. We're asking you to obey all bus safety laws. It could save a life. Remember, stop ahead when you see red. Our future depends on it.
For me, it started back in 1942 when my family moved to Mobile, and I began my high school career at Murphy High School. Today, it's so important to be able to ingrain in yourself what are you going to do in future life, and you need to be prepared. And so subsequently, everything at Murphy was very important in my life. And so it was instrumental in preparing me for future life and future profession that I wanted to be in.
Oh, sweetheart. Gonna give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce, Communications Supervisor for the Mobile County Public School System, and we have wonderful guests today. We're talking magnet schools in the Mobile County Public School System, but particularly the Mobile Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology. Ms. Adams, Michelle Adams, is a principal, fabulous principal, and I have two of her wonderful students, Kiara and Nash, 5th graders, who will be leaving next year. We're going to talk about that later, too. But let's talk about the whole process of getting into a magnet school, whether it be yours or one of the other ones.
Believe it or not, it's very simple. Everything now is done online. Parents can access the application at www.mcpss.com. On the front page, it'll say a parent portal and magnet school applications. You simply click on. Now, you have to do an application for every child. Say, for instance, it's a household with 2 school-age children. You will need to do an application for each child. Also, you will need the child's social security number. However, I want to make sure that parents understand they do it for each child, but they also have a drop-down menu to select the schools of their choice. There's a first, second, and a third choice. Sometimes people think that those choices are weighted, but it's not. In essence, if you select all 3 schools, O'Shell Road, Council, or even MCPSS Magnet, your child's name is placed in the hat, so to speak, for all 3 of those schools. And wherever they're selected is the school that they would go to. So if you know that your child is interested in one particular curricular area, then you only select that school or even 2 schools. They do not have to choose, they do not have to select 3 options. But needless to say, when they fill out the application, at the end, they'll have an opportunity to review the information selected. Select, submit. At the end, they should receive either a 5 or 6-digit number. That number simply means that that application was accepted.
And that's important to look for. Make sure you have that, because you don't want to think that you filled out the application and then you don't hear anything. And not all students that apply for magnet schools will get in, because we don't have enough room.
Correct.
But you need to know for sure that your application has been accepted.
Correct. The first drawing, the deadline for the first drawing is actually Friday, February 28th. However, we do accept applications throughout the summer.
Right.
The largest drawing is what we call our first drawing, and that takes place in March. Parents should receive a letter saying either congratulations or you've been placed on a waiting list. If they've been placed on a waiting list, we begin to call those individuals as space becomes available within our particular schools.
So they don't have to apply again. Will you, if you apply for magnet school this year?
Yes.
Will a parent ever have to apply again?
Good question. Yes, you do. If you are not accepted this year and you remain on a waiting list, you need to apply year after year until you are accepted, bottom line, or until you select other options. But applications are what we call cleansed or purged at the end of the calendar year in December. And that portal opens up the beginning for the upcoming school year every January.
And that's always on our website too,
it's
as far
always
as
on our website.
That it is time now to enroll.
Correct. You're correct.
And this is done by a computer.
It is done by a computer.
Somebody pulling out names.
No.
You know.
I use that as an analogy, but no, we do not pull out names. There is a computer program or computer system that randomly selects students based on the information that has been input by a parent.
Have you ever had a student, and maybe I should also ask you two first, When your parents applied for magnets, for you to get into a magnet school, did they want you to go to a math, science, and technology? Did you want to go to a math science? Did you know? I mean, you were pretty little, young then. Did you both know that that's the kind of school you want to go to?
I had first-hand experience because my brother Tate, who's now in 8th grade, he went here before me, and so my parents had first-hand experience.
Okay.
And I had heard from him that there was a nice learning environment, and so I wanted to go here instead of anywhere else.
What about you, Kiera? Are your interests in math, science, and technology?
Well, at first, since I'm the oldest child, nobody else before me had any experience, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. And I'm more of a reading person. I love to read, and I know I was good at math, but I didn't think I was going to be good enough to go to a magnet school because I had started off at a private school. But when I got there, it was welcoming, and everybody just acted like they already knew you.
I think that's a neat thing, is you can think that you want to do, that you never would want to do creative arts. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to get up and dance or sing. But if that's a school where you are chosen and you do decide to go there, you might find out that that is your specialty. So it sounds like, even though you really like to read, and I'm sure you do a lot of reading at school, you're still very happy. You got this math that you love, and you'll develop this love for technology and science too. It's just a win-win situation, rather.
I guess I need to say magnet school offers opportunities, and you might discover some hidden talents or some hidden interests.
Sure.
And so I encourage parents, before they sign their children up, to come by and take a look, not just at the Math, Science, and Technology Magnet School, but also go and look at our sister schools. Take a look at O'Shell Road. Go and take a look at Council. We had open houses in January. However, the atmosphere is welcoming, and we want parents to be comfortable and feel like they have the opportunity to ask questions before they sign their children up. That only makes sense.
Of course it does. And so you're about to move.
Yes.
Why are you moving?
We are moving because the municipality of Chickasaw developed their own school system. And so within that school system, they acquired those buildings in which we had resided for so many years. Our magnet school was founded in 1980. So once the city of Chickasaw broke away, we had to find another placement. Well, we're now moving into the city limits. So hopefully we can avoid that again.
I know. Oh, I hope so. I know. Well, these two will be gone, but I know they don't want to move again. So you're moving to Eichel-Mertz?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that, both of you. What do you think? Have you visited?
I have not actually seen the inside of Eichel-Mertz, but from the outside, it seems like a good school with a great learning environment. And one of my friends, he went to Eichel-Mertz before he was here, and he said that it's a big school that has a calm, nice environment where you can learn peacefully.
Oh, good. How about you, Kiera?
I've never actually seen the outside or the inside, but
You will.
Soon.
but I trust Miss Adams because Miss Adams,
Great judgment.
That's right.
yes.
Thank you. Well, the goal is that we have space for our science lab, for our mathematics lab,
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
technology abound. It's my understanding that the school is hardwired, or it has a strong technology infrastructure so that we'll be able to grow, as well as have all of our outdoor classrooms. Restart that again.
I want to talk to you about that.
Yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
It's okay.
I was talking with somebody today, and they said, make sure you find out if she's going to take all those things. Like, you have a bog?
We had
Yeah.
a bog.
Oh.
We had a bog at our old campus.
Okay.
However, our Eichel-Mertz facility will enable us to have a bog, an outdoor classroom, a butterfly garden,
Oh my gosh.
a barn with animals. Well, we have to check our city ordinances first.
Sure.
But needless to say, that provides opportunities for hands-on experiences. For gardening, we will still have our raised flower beds and our flower gardens, our vegetable gardens, but we will also take our rabbits and our guinea pigs and our lizards and everybody else who can fit in our new school. So we're
What
excited.
are you what are you going to do? I don't think you're going to want to leave, are you?
I do not want to leave.
Oh.
I've
Well,
been here
don't
for
do
6
poorly
years.
in school so you can stay. Well, you wouldn't be able to stay.
I've been here for 6 years, and I've you really grow attached to something once you've been near it for a
Sure.
while. Like the teachers, you grow attached to them, and it's hard leaving something that you love, but if it's necessary, then you have to do it.
That's right. We've got to take another break. Kiara, I want to talk to you about this too. But sit tight and we'll be right back, and we will be back, so you stay there too.
I went to Murphy High School. In fact, to this day, my blood bleeds blue and gold. To this day, some of my best friends are the high school football buddies that I had. We really had a wide array of classes available to us. All of my future relates back to the foundations that were given to me by the wonderful teachers and principals that I had when I was a kid.
I saw Mr. Tillman's class. Just that quick little 5 minutes I had with him made me think that I really wanted to do small engines. I just love tinkering with them, just a gearhead. Graduating from the Career Tech Center has allowed me to better myself, make more money, be more informed about the trade that I'm going to be in. I just felt like doing a trade is just better than working in an office or something. I have to be outside working with my hand or something.
MCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Welcome back to Homeroom. I'm so excited you're joining us today. We have Principal Michelle Adams from MCPSS Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology. We have Kiara and Nash, two of her fifth grade students who will be leaving at the end of the year, going on to Clark Shaw. And you've been there for 6 years. Kiara, how about you? How long have you been there?
I've been here since the third grade.
Third grade?
And it's been a learning experience all the way through.
Well, that's good. That's what school's supposed to be about.
Exactly.
How are you going to feel when you leave? What's that last day going to be like?
I'm going to feel so sad because all the teachers have been there this whole time I've been here. And that was so great to have that feeling because I know that they really love me and they're going to miss me too, and Nash too.
Tears. There will be tears on the last day of school.
But that, that's good. That shows that you've had such a closeness, such a good relationship with Miss Adams and with your teachers. That's what it's all about. That's what's so neat. But the way you can look at it too, the way I try to look at things is, what a new adventure you're going to have. And so will you, because you're in a new school, you'll have new students. Great adventure.
The opportunity to have lots of new students, and that's the goal. Those parents who are interested in a challenge, I do encourage them to look at the magnet school for those options, look for those challenges. So.
What about, some people say, oh, magnet schools, they're so difficult. It's just like with the IB program or EPIC. They're so difficult that you'll never be able to do anything else. You can't join the band. You can't be an Azalea Trail Maid. You can't do anything. You're just going to have to do homework.
That is not true. That is not true at all. Keep in mind, it's about being organized and having a wonderful time management system. Because we do offer, even in our elementary schools, we have plenty of outside activities or afternoon activities, such as EYE. We also
What's
have
EYE?
EYE is Engaging Youth in Engineering.
Okay.
And we have many clubs and activities available to children, not just to extend the learning, but to also work on socialization and cooperation with one another. So those are important. And many of our children take outside classes or certain lessons, whether it's karate or other musical instruments or what have you. So there is time. The goal is being organized and time management. You get out of it what you put into it. And believe it or not, you will hear many parents say they learn alongside with their children. And that's very important because we were talking on the break regarding what happens when the children get in the car in the afternoons from school. And Nash said, his mom says, how are you doing? What do you have for homework? So education becomes paramount in the household. And one of the things that I say about magnet school is, this is the environment that I encourage parents to look at when they want to see beyond and further into the future for their children. Those children that are interested in professional organizations or higher learning beyond the high school years. This begins to formulate their futures.
When did you two really start working on your organizational skills, time management? Did that happen when you first started to go to school there?
When I first started here, it's usually the first week or two, it's usually easy off, but it gets harder every single day, and so you have to adjust that schedule. Because if you're expecting that you're going to spend an entire quarter learning the same thing, you're dead wrong. Because you're always progressing in a magnet school.
Kiara, did you have to work on your time management? Did that?
Yes, ma'am, because in 5th grade, we take notebook checks and we start to switch classes.
Okay, so you really have that time management, everybody needs that, and a lot of us don't have that.
But that's one of the things that we work on teaching. We work on teaching children to be organized, not just organizing their personal artifacts, but organizing their thoughts, organizing how they feel about particular things. Because we're trying to produce a well-rounded individual or a citizen for our community.
Looking to the future, you two, I know you're just in 5th grade. What do you want to do 10 years from now?
10 years from now. 10 years from now, I'll be 21, and by the time that I'm 21, I will hope to be in college, and in college I want to be an architect.
Oh, okay.
I want to design things when I grow up.
Great. Well, you might change. I changed, I think, 3 or 4 times. Kiara, do you have your thought? A lot of kids don't. A lot of students don't. A lot of grown-ups don't know what they want to do until many years later. Do you have a good idea of what you might be interested in later?
I think I might be interested in helping people, so I guess I want to be a doctor because I want to make people feel better.
Good for you.
She'd be a good doctor. She remembers everything. I would not be a good doctor.
Because you don't remember?
Let's say if somebody wanted surgery and I was the doctor, they wouldn't live very long.
Well, I'm going to remember that, and if I ever see your name, I will go to Kiara instead.
Go to her instead of me.
What is it like with being the principal of a magnet school? Because you've been a principal of a school that was not a magnet school, Woodcock, which I adored too. What's the difference?
The difference is one of the challenges with the faculty and staff is always thinking beyond today. In essence, we have our work cut out for us because our local schools or our regular program schools are on the cutting edge. We're doing great things in the Mobile County public school system. And so if we have to offer something a little bit beyond what your regular school is offering, we've got to constantly be on the cutting edge. And in essence, what I'm saying is, if parents can receive that same education in their communities, why would they be driving so far? Because parents make a commitment to come to our school simply from the transportation alone. So we're always looking to do better.
Yeah. What about your parents? Do they help? We've only got about 30 seconds left. They must be supportive of you, otherwise they wouldn't want you in the school.
They are very supportive.
Kiara, yours?
Yes, ma'am. They will pull off worksheets from the internet just to help us get better grades.
Wow. We are out of time. I'm so delighted you were here. Thank you so much, and come back later, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching and for listening.